I mean, they're trying to take her down, and now they're trying to take me down because I support her. I have no reason to support her. I support the truth. I have fucking morals. And if that means cancelling me, so be it. That's how strongly I feel about it, guys. Honestly, don't believe their fucking bullshit. She's not talking to no child. You know, she's not talking to kids.
Using a child as ammunition. It's really...
Yeah, the Danny situation, we don't know what's happened there. Do you know what I mean? It was NFA, but however, the rest of it, it's all bullshit.
Angie, we called this the other day. We said Wickster and Corey are exploiting this child's potential trauma to try and drag it EQ down.
And bit by bit, guys, bit by bit, they're crumbling. Bit by bit.
Is the kid on TikTok?
No, I think he is.
He's apparently, well, he's 17.
Oh, man. Yeah,
but Angie, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They haven't actually thought this through correctly because, like, they're all going on about EQ, but then Miss Red's calling EQ a peddler practically. But then she's not realising that her best mate, Luke, at the time, was really best mates with EQ when this was all starting.
They're saying this needs to stop. This needs to stop. Yes, it does by them because you're the one doxing everything. You're the one making this woman out to be some kind of nonce, and that's what you're inciting on this on here. That she's a nonce, she's a groomer, on all of these. Do you blame her for reacting? No, I don't. Do you blame her for saying what she said about the mother? No, I don't.
Angie, can I just say something? Only because the comments keep saying, but EQ is friends with this person.
I don't know whether she's friends with this person currently, presently. That I don't know. I'm not too sure.
But Angie, that's when the whole big debate of NFA comes around because it was all started with Devon. People are friends with Devon. He got NFA'd, so it's just like saying the same thing. Do you know what I mean?
Cam2s Luke apparently he's lost the plot.
I wasn't big on the app at all. I was a gifter. I was her biggest gifter.
You're a liar. You knew.
Because you're telling me now by doing this that you knew about it. You knew about Danny and this person.
Yeah,
that's what you're telling me, trying to deflect on me that I knew. I didn't even know the kid's name. Only what you told me. So what, I should have just ran alive and said, EQ told me that her best friend, things I don't know about, I keep quiet. Don't deflect on me because of something that you knew about. Is your
the best mate Chester was talking on it,
and you pinned him in your life 3 weeks ago when I was in there. You pinned Danny, knowing he stayed in bed with a 14-year-old. Shame on you.
Oh, no.
Shame on you.
They muted
That's right. What did you want to say?
Angie, his best mate Chester was talking about it at the time as well.
Hi, Dave.
You run a platform back then, right? You were under the perceived conception, I think. I don't think that's the right word. I'm
Can I just ask somebody? One second. Can I ask you guys a question? Because you're saying that EQ. Do you realise EQ is still friends with Danny? Now, I don't know whether she's still friends with him or not. However, he has got NFA, right? Now, if that was your son or your husband that I keep saying, I keep talking about, and they got NFA, would you still continue her relationship with your son or your husband that had an accusation of SA from a child and they got NFA'd? Would you still be friends with them or have that relationship with them? Yes or no? And if you say no, you're a fucking liar.
But I'm sure EQ has addressed this.
I'm asking you a question. If that was your adult son, right, an adult son, and they were accused, be honest, and they were, actually, let's put a poll up here. So you have an adult son, right, and they have been accused, right, of SA by a child, right? So remember NFA, right? Would you still have a relationship with your son, knowing there was no evidence or lack of evidence? Okay, so as we know, innocent until proven guilty. It didn't go to court because there was no evidence. So happy face, yes, you'd still have a relationship with your adult son, or sad face, you wouldn't.
Angie, this is why people come in your lives, because that's a tough question. That's tough.
Would you have a relationship with your adult son when he got NFA'd? So happy face, yes. Sad face, no. I haven't put up yet. So There you go.
Red's gone live or
So that's the
something.
rat in the box that says he doesn't watch me but always watches me. We love it. We love it. Let's get back
Or
in
does
the
it
zone
mean
now. We're doing
EQ's
FYP
gone
news.
live?
We're not talking about personal shit. We're doing FYP news.
Luke's up there shitting a deal, like, isn't he? He's in a right panic.
There you go, guys. 200 people have said they would still have a relationship with their son, adult son, that has been accused of SA that had got NFA. No further action. Yeah. So we don't have to say anything else. Yeah. And 35.
I don't want to blame the parent here, but I mean, the parent knew about it. Why would they let them sleep in a bed with?
I don't know whether that's true though, Tim. I don't know.
Okay, so
I
allegedly.
think that's just hearsay at the moment. Yeah.
All right.
There you go then.
You must have meant
No, you
EQ.
cannot have a go at EQ for
Yeah, she's
being
allowed to go
if
back.
she's
That's
still
just-
friends with this guy that got NFA'd.
With regard to...
People are friends with Devon, right? They've got NFA for grape.
You're allowed to go back, Corey. She did your car, she did your address, so you can go back at her. You've done her car and you've done her address. So, you know, both as bad as each other. That's how I see it. Right? But with regards to Miss Red,
I need to go to the loo.
Hello, Delusive.
Oh, you done it.
Hello,
Corey!
Delusive.
Corey!
I've sent you this full rant from the start to the end. He said so much. He said he knew everything, but it wasn't his responsibility. Watch it when you can.
Oh, okay. Can I? Is it something I can play on here or not?
Absolutely, yeah. If you can play it, it's fine. No trigger warnings.
All right. Okay.
Bye, bye,
Right,
bye,
guys, I'm just gonna pop to the loo. I'm gonna play it. Give me a sec.
I think Luke's in the right flap now, like, because they're all criticising jumping on AQ when he, like, misread knows our best mate. Luke was in exactly the same position as AQ. He knew all about it.
Well, listen, Linz, like any kind of gang mentality, at some point they start eating each other.
Mm-hmm. And he can't deny because he was best mates with Chester, who was actually speaking on it as well. So he can't have been oblivious to what was going on.
Yeah, Diana, let's see what's going on with. Is he still flipping out?
Yeah, wait until Angie comes. Yeah. Go off mute, Diana, till Angie comes back.
EQ to the hill, right? When EQ herself last night turned around and said that she knew that the relationship between Danny and this mum was
Right.
weird
Can I play this?
and wrong.
Yeah.
She knows what Danny was accused of.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, miss. Oh, one sec.
had told me that she had to step away from a friend. Told me she had to step away from a friend. Had told me that she had to step away from a friend because of allegations. I didn't. What's that got to do with me? I don't know what he looks like. Never even knew he was on TikTok. So you're trying to deflect on me that I knew. How do I know you were telling the truth about any of this? How do I know what had happened? What the fuck's that got to do with me? Why are you trying to say Luke knew about all this? You told me you stepped away from a friend because of allegations. What's that got to do with me? So what? Then I should come live and talk about... So then I should come live and talk about a 14, 15-year-old boy making accusations against your best friend when I wasn't doing FYP. So when Chester went live and spoke about it, I should have jumped live when I didn't know what had gone on, who it concerned that. So you're saying I should have gone live and backed Chester on what he said. You said, it came out of your own mouth that he slept in the same bed as a 14-year-old. That's on you. And you still made friends with him. You still became best friends with him. And you pinned him in your live, knowing he stayed in bed with a 14-year-old. That's on you. Don't put it on me. I don't know who Danny is. I don't even know what fucking Danny looks like, right? I've never had any. So don't come live saying, well, Luke knew about it. The amount of shit that comes out of your mouth, how do we know you're telling the truth? Your mouth, how do we know you're telling the truth? Don't put that on me.
Is this it?
You
Have I just-
admitted that you knew he was in bed with a 14-year-old and you still pinged him in your life as your best mate. That says more about you. So when people are calling you a groomer and think there's something wrong, that's on you for knowing. Because if my best friend had told me he was in bed with a Again, you think I'd pin him in my
So-
life? Are you crazy? Are you nuts?
Can I ask you guys a question, right? So this all happened 2 years ago. So he knew 2 years ago, right? So was Luke friends with him? Sorry, Luke friends. I keep saying him, so I'm thinking of Danny. Was Luke friends with EQ? Did he become friends with EQ at that time?
I think so. I think he said that she told him.
Yeah.
And
So they were friends, right?
Yeah.
So he knew. He knew. So how can
Yeah,
he sit there and say what he's saying now, right? And say, hey, you knew. You knew. You knew.
Angie,
Sorry, Tim.
anybody who knew about this 2 years, it's very simple. Anybody who knew about this 2 years ago has no right to step on a soapbox now. They have no right to
Tim, he's using the excuse that he didn't do FYP then. You don't need to be a FYP host to speak on certain things. Do you know what I mean?
If you knew back then, you cannot use it as ammunition now.
No, you can't. So he was friends with Evil Queen, right? He knew, right, what she about this Danny, right? He knew that Danny, what EQ had said, that they slept in the same bed. He knew that, and he remained friends with her. So if EQ is bad, you're just as bad, Luke, because you remain friends with EQ, right?
Oh, wait, he got up.
Huh?
He got up.
I think he's not again.
So he's just as bad. He knew. He knew everything.
Yeah, they can't criticise EQ
And
now
he
because they
remained
think
friends of EQ knowing.
exactly.
So he can't sit there saying she's a groomer and she's all this and she's that and blah, blah, blah. And it's disgusting that she's remained friends because so you remain friends with her. So if she's disgusting, so are you.
He's just been kicking off because EQ apparently pinned Danny in the live, but then like I say, like he knew about it, so why did he not speak on it then? Why is he waiting for Corey and Mixter to come out with it?
Yeah. What's that you putting up?
Online. So
This is Angie's reaction to Miss Red being
Because I got something. Okay.
Somebody played a voice message of Miss Red.
Miss
with
Red
an address.
being
That
she has
doesn't
children,
dox it.
neither of. I can't
That's
read
not
the rest.
doxing. Doxing is when you put a post up online and put someone's address without their consent. That is doxing. So listen, we need to all go back to a solicitor, investigator, and fucking doctor school. That's what it is. Okay? So stop saying Miss Red doxed the address. She didn't play her own fucking message, did she? Right? To a fucking woman that turned round and said that she was going to unalive a child and grape a child, yeah? Someone that said she was going to grape a child and also is a racist. So when you're doing your FYP shows, guys, right, let's come with facts and evidence, yeah? Say, oh, she doxed someone on another live, she doxed fucking... did she play her own voice note, did she?
It's now saying that EQ is 6.
For someone who didn't want their platform to, she spent all day I'm not watching this because it's obviously a hate thing against Angie. We're not doing hate against Angie.
I got involved.
Do I play it or not?
No. Let me see. Oh, God.
So I've got actually some
Really a single dog
Can I
done
just
too.
play this? Thank you, Zona. So I've got a message from Evil Queen and said, I told him, Luke, Danny's, oh, one sec. Danny's name, so he knew Danny's name 2 years ago. He even says he didn't know who Danny was. That's not an excuse. Wait a minute, he maybe didn't know who he was, but he knew his name, apparently. That's what I'm getting from this message. So I told him Danny's name. He even says he didn't know who Danny was. That's not an excuse. He knew for 2 years. Miss Red did as well. Miss Red, wow, listen to this, guys. Miss Red went live and said Chester was a liar. But to be fair, didn't Chester get it wrong, though? You know, when did EQ not just come in the box?
Yeah, EQ said he got it mixed up with saying that EQ had actually slept in the bed with the boy, not Danny. Like, that's the only bit he got wrong, but he did bring it to the app a couple of years ago about it.
Yeah. Yeah. But however, she did know about it. But I think with she's probably calling Chester a liar because he did get the story mixed up. Box, okay.
No, the point of that is she went live and said Chester was a liar, but she didn't say it was actually Danny because she knew. Everyone knew. Rickster's brought us to the app so many times. Eva Queen's best mate to pedo. Eva Queen's best mate to pedo. How many times have we heard that over 2 years? Chester went live, got the detail wrong of who was in the bed, but Miss Red on her FYP said no, but she could have said it was actually Danny, everybody. And I need to tell you because, he's on the app because he was around the app at the time, 2 years ago and all that. So it was only after all this that he stopped really going on social media, you know what I mean?
Can I Nancy know?
No, I think, and she didn't know because she wasn't around during that time. So I always used to poo-poo it because obviously it's a child's story to tell, not mine. If he gets to 18 and wants to come on the app and tell it, that's up to him. So that's why I poo-pooed it, so nobody believed it. But
I didn't know any of this because
but Miss Red, as being friends behind the scenes at the time, being friends with Luke the Judge, they all knew. DG knew as well because it was brought to the app, and I went on holiday with them, spoke about it then. There's so many people that have known, and there's no excuse for, well, I didn't know it was, Well, you could have said Eva Queen's best mate Danny. That's all people came on the app and said. They related him to me and said, Eva Queen's best mate Danny has been accused of X, Y, and Z. They've all stayed tight-lipped for 2 years and are now using it because it's convenient. But I can prove they all knew. And yes, we can have all the archive files. Miss Red went live. Chester was live. Sorry?
Have you got the proof? So you can put it out there.
Which proof?
That they knew 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, everybody did. Ask people in the chat how many times did Rickster bring out.
That wasn't around.
So Rickster brought it out. The point of this is Rickster brought it out, which is Luke's cousin. Luke knew from me that it was true because I'd told Rickster. So when Rickster said this story, Luke would have known it was true. So there's been so many opportunities over 2 years for this to come out, well before now.
Yeah, if we can get the proof that people knew, because, I thought this was new news.
Yeah, well, Lind remembers as well. How many times it's been out? Comical Talk, he remembers as well, you know what I mean? People will dig the archives up now. Okay, right, I've got to go back to getting ready now. Love you. Bye.
Angie, what Luke's saying as well is that he's admitted that he did know about it, but he was like, I didn't know what Danny looked like. I didn't know. Do you know what I mean? So it's come from Luke's mouth.
Yeah, he did say that.
The bottom line is, I think a lot of people thought it was new news. For people that wasn't around at that time. Not me. Angie, you knew. No, I didn't. Yeah, but I might have been watching this and that, but I never really took it in. I wasn't really interested. I was just doing my own thing.